You know what nobody tells you about New Jersey? For every town with personality, there's 3 that are basically like corporate-sponsored comas. Towns so boring that the local news covers the opening of a Starbucks like it's the moon landing. These are the places where ambition goes to die quietly in a courtyard Marriott, where everyone's job title sounds important but nobody can explain what they actually do, where the local controversy is whether the new strip mall should have a Chipotle or a Qdoba. Today we're breaking down New Jersey's most boring towns, and if you're from one of these places and start getting defensive, that reaction is literally the most interesting thing about your hometown. First up is Bridgewater, the town that confused safe with medically dead. This is Somerset County at its most aggressively nothing. Just mile after mile of office parks, chain restaurants, and people who peaked when they got accepted to Rutgers. Bridgewater's where pharmaceutical reps go to slowly lose their souls in conference rooms that all look identical. Every building is the same shade of corporate gray. Every parking lot has the exact same layout. You could drop someone in Bridgewater blindfolded and they wouldn't know if they were at work, the mall, or a dentist's office because it's all the same vibe of fluorescent despair. The Bridgewater Commons Mall is supposed to be the big attraction, which should tell you everything. People get excited about going to the mall here, not like a cool vintage mall with weird stores. We're talking about a perfectly sanitized shopping experience where nothing unexpected has ever happened. The most rebellious thing you can do in Bridgewater is park in a compact spot when you don't have a compact car. Everyone here works in business. Nobody can be more specific than that. You ask what they do and they go, "Oh, I'm in pharmaceutical sales," or "I do consulting for a firm." Cool. So you send emails and go to meetings. Got it. Your entire personality is your LinkedIn profile, and even that's boring. Friday nights in Bridgewater consist of going to P.F. Chang's and acting like it's fine dining. Saturday is Costco. Sunday is brunch at a place that definitely has the words kitchen or table in the name. Repeat until retirement. That's the whole life cycle here. Bridgewater isn't a town, it's a tax bracket with a highway exit. Next, we've got Parsippany Troy Hills, the town with a hyphen in its name, which is already a red flag. This is Morris County, and it exists exclusively so corporations have somewhere to put their mid-tier regional offices. If you're not driving through Parsippany to get somewhere better, you're probably stuck working there. Parsippany is all Route 46 and Route 10, just endless strips of Hilton Garden Inns, TGI Fridays locations, and office buildings with names like Executive Plaza 2. Every building looks like it was designed by someone who Googled, "What does professional look like?" and stopped at the first result. Beige, glass, boring. The people here are either sales reps who live out of hotels or middle managers who commute in, sit in a cubicle for 9 hours, and then drive home in traffic wondering why they feel dead inside. There's no culture here, no nightlife, no scene, just courtyard by Marriott lobbies and corporate cafeterias serving sad sandwiches. Entertainment in Parsippany is going to Dave & Buster's. Yeah, Dave & Buster's. The place where you pretend playing arcade games as an adult is somehow a personality. Newsflash, it's not. It's just sad. You're 34 years old screaming at a basketball hoop game because your job offers zero fulfillment and this is all you've got. Parsippany doesn't even have a real downtown. It's just corporate sprawl interrupted by traffic lights. The entire town exists so people can check into Extended Stay America and expense their dinners at Olive Garden. That's the whole economy. If Parsippany disappeared tomorrow, the only people who'd notice are HR departments and Hertz rental car locations. Now let's talk about Woodbridge, the town that thinks being close to the turnpike is a personality trait. This is Middlesex County at its most forgettable. Woodbridge is what happens when you take suburban sprawl, add zero charm, and slap a mall on it. Woodbridge Center Mall is the big thing here, and that should tell you everything. It's not even a good mall, it's just there. A monument to mediocrity where teenagers hang out because there's literally nothing else to do. You go to Woodbridge Mall when you need socks and emotional numbness. The town itself is just miles of identical houses, strip malls, and traffic. Route 1 runs through it like a clogged artery. Slow, painful, and full of chain restaurants nobody asked for. You want Applebee's next to a Red Lobster? Next to a Chili's? Congratulations, you're in Woodbridge. People here don't have hobbies, they have routines, work, traffic, Target, home, repeat. Maybe on the weekend they go to Menlo Park Mall, which is just Woodbridge Mall, but slightly newer. That's not living, that's just waiting to die with better lighting. The nightlife in Woodbridge consists of going to Buffalo Wild Wings and pretending you're having a good time. You're not. You're surrounded by people in company-issued polos arguing about fantasy football while eating wings that taste like sadness and regret. Woodbridge is the town equivalent of elevator music. Inoffensive, forgettable, and designed to not make you feel anything. Next is Monroe Township, the town that said, you know what? Let's just give up. This is Middlesex County retirement community energy, except half the people living here aren't even retired yet. They just act like it. Monroe is where ambition goes to quietly suffocate. This whole town is strip malls, Walmarts, and people driving 15 miles under the speed limit for no reason. Everyone here is either actively retired or emotionally retired. There's no in-between. The big social event in Monroe is going to ShopRite. That's it. People talk about their ShopRite trips like their vacation stories. Oh, we went to ShopRite on Saturday, got some great deals on chicken. Congratulations, you're living the dream. Monroe Township has that specific suburban vibe where everything looks new but feels ancient. Brand new developments with names like The Villages at Monroe or Whispering Pines, which sounds nice until you realize it's just cookie-cutter houses filled with people who haven't had an original thought since 2003. There's nothing to do here except exist. No culture, no nightlife, no scenes, just planned communities where everyone's lawn looks the same and HOA violations are the only form of drama. If you move to Monroe, you've accepted defeat. You're not trying anymore. You're just running out the clock. Monroe Township, where dreams don't die, they just quietly expire from boredom. Let's talk about Marlboro, the town where everyone's rich but somehow still boring as hell. This is Monmouth County at its most aggressively comfortable. Big houses, good schools, zero personality. Marlboro is full of people who made it but have nothing interesting to show for it. Yeah, you've got a McMansion. Cool. It looks like every other McMansion on the block. Stone facade, 3-car garage, professionally landscaped yard that nobody actually uses. You're not unique. You're a template. The whole town revolves around their kids. Every conversation is about college applications, travel sports, or which SAT tutor charges the most. These parents treat their children's achievements like personal victories because they have nothing else going on. Your kid got into Binghamton? That's great, Sharon. Your entire identity is someone else's mediocre accomplishment. Marlboro parents love to flex about how good the schools are, which is code for we pay obscene property taxes so our kids can be stressed out overachievers. Every kid here is in 6 AP classes, 2 sports, and therapy. But hey, at least the high school has a nice athletic complex, right? Social life in Marlboro is country club memberships and dinner parties where everyone pretends to care about each other's boring jobs. Oh, you're in finance? That's wonderful. No, it's not. You move money around, nobody's impressed, you're just rich and dull. Marlboro is what happens when you have money but no imagination. Comfortable, safe, soul-crushingly boring. Now we've got East Brunswick, which is just Middlesex County trying really hard to be interesting and failing spectacularly. This town thinks it's got culture because there's a bunch of different ethnic restaurants on Route 18. That's not culture. That's just strip mall diversity. East Brunswick is where people live when they want to be close to everything but committed to nothing. It's perfectly positioned near highways so you can quickly escape to somewhere better. That's the whole selling point. Proximity to places that aren't East Brunswick. The downtown doesn't exist. There's no main street with charm or character, just Route 18 traffic and strip malls. You want to grab dinner? Cool, you've got 47 options, and they're all equally forgettable. Doesn't matter if it's Italian, Chinese, or Indian, it all tastes like suburban sadness. People in East Brunswick love to brag about the diversity, which is just code for we have different types of boring people here. Oh, your neighbor's from India and works in IT? Cool. So does everyone else. That's not diversity, that's just H-1B visa central. The recreation here is going to the mall or sitting in traffic. That's it. Sometimes people get crazy and go to the AMC theater to watch a Marvel movie they've already seen twice. Living life on the edge. East Brunswick, where the highlight of your week is finding parking at Costco. Let's hit Cherry Hill, South Jersey's attempt at being fancy. And it's just sad. This is Camden County trying really hard to pretend it's not 5 minutes from absolute chaos. Big houses, nice lawns, and a mall that peaked in 1987. Cherry Hill Mall used to be something. Now it's just a shrine to suburban decay where teenagers vape in the parking lot and middle-aged people walk laps for exercise. The Nordstrom closed. The food court is depressing, but people here still act like it's a destination. It's not. It's a monument to better days that never existed. The town itself is just cul-de-sacs and strip malls. Every neighborhood looks the same, perfectly manicured, deeply boring, and full of people who drive Lexus SUVs but can't parallel park. Social status here is determined by which country club you belong to, which is the most boring form of competition imaginable. Cherry Hill thinks it's classy because it's close to Philadelphia. Newsflash, proximity to an actual city doesn't make you interesting. You're still in Jersey, driving to Wegmans on a Saturday night because you have nothing better to do. People here retire early and immediately start complaining about property taxes while refusing to move. That's the whole vibe. Comfortable misery. You hate it here, but not enough to leave. That's not commitment. That's Stockholm Syndrome with better schools. Cherry Hill, where ambition goes to get a golf membership and stop trying. Next up is Livingston, Essex County's most expensive nap time. This is where rich people go to be boring in private. Big houses, big lawns, and absolutely nothing interesting happening behind those gates. Livingston is peak suburban wealth with zero personality. Everyone here works in finance, law, or medicine, and they all have the same conversation at the same country club about the same nothing. Oh, the market's been crazy lately. Cool, Greg. Nobody cares about your portfolio. We're at a barbecue. The whole town is obsessed with their kids getting into Ivy League schools. Every child is a vessel for their parents' unresolved ambition. Little Ethan isn't enjoying childhood. He's building a college resume. Piano lessons, debate team, volunteer work that's clearly resume padding. It's not parenting, it's project management. Social life here is dinner parties where everyone dresses business casual and pretends to enjoy each other's company. The food's catered, the wine's expensive, the conversation is dead. Everyone's polite, nobody's real, and at the end of the night, you drive home in your German sedan wondering why you feel empty inside. Livingston Mall exists, but it's not even worth talking about. It's just there, slowly dying like everything else in this town. The highlight is the Apple Store, which is just sad. Your town's cultural center is a place where teenagers stand around fondling iPads they can't afford. Livingston is rich, safe, and spiritually dead. The American dream with an HOA and antidepressants. To wrap this up, let's talk about Middletown, Monmouth County's most forgettable sprawl. This town is so boring it doesn't even have a personality to roast. It's just there, existing, taking up space. Middletown is massive, but has zero identity. It's not beach town rich like the shore towns. It's not corporate hell like Bridgewater. It's just endless subdivisions full of people who work in New York, hate their commute, and take it out on their families. The whole town is strip malls and traffic. Route 35 is a nightmare. Route 36 is worse. You spend half your life sitting in your car waiting for lights to change while staring at the same Dunkin' Donuts you've seen 900 times. That's not living. That's purgatory with drive-thrus. People here love to say they're close to the beach, which is technically true if you consider 20 minutes in summer traffic close. You're not a beach town. You're a suburb that can smell the ocean on a good day. Stop pretending you're coastal, you're landlocked misery with decent pizza. Social life in Middletown is going to your kid's soccer game and then complaining about taxes at a diner. That's it. Maybe you hit up Applebee's if you're feeling adventurous. But mostly you just stay home, watch Netflix, and wonder when life got this boring. Middletown is what happens when a town gives up on having a personality and just decides to be functional. Congrats, you're functional. So is a toaster. Nobody writes songs about toasters. So there you have it, New Jersey's most boring towns. If you're watching this from your beige living room in one of these places, just know I'm not wrong. You know it, I know it, your neighbors know it. The only question is whether you're okay with it or if you're finally ready to admit you're living in corporate purgatory and maybe, just maybe, it's time to get the hell out.